Welcome back to our channel US Coin 69, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. Imagine going through your old coin collection or sifting through a jar of change, only to discover that one coin you've overlooked for years is worth a small fortune. That's exactly what happened with the 1967 Washington quarter dollar, a seemingly ordinary coin that holds the potential to be worth far more than its face value. While many of us view quarters as just another form of everyday currency, some of these coins can fetch astounding amounts at auction, especially when they come with rare features or unique minting errors. The 1967 Washington quarter dollar was minted during a time when the U.S. was transitioning into a new era, as the country was beginning to embrace the cultural changes of the 1960s. The coin itself features a traditional design, with George Washington's profile on the obverse, along with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." On the reverse side, you'll find the familiar eagle perched on an olive branch, with the phrase "United States of America" surrounding it. It's a classic design that has been on U.S. quarters for decades, and nothing about this coin immediately screams valuable. But hidden among the regular quarters are rare gems that are worth a lot more than you might think. So, what makes the 1967 Washington quarter dollar so special? For starters, let's talk about its rarity. In 1967, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of quarters, but among them, a small number of these coins were struck with unusual features or imperfections. These imperfections, whether in the form of minting errors, double strikes, or other issues, can make a coin incredibly rare and, consequently, much more valuable. Coins with these unique characteristics are the ones collectors are eager to get their hands on, which is why they can fetch such high prices in the market. One of the most coveted errors in the 1967 Washington quarter dollar is a double die error. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice, resulting in a design that appears doubled, blurry, or out of alignment. This type of error can be seen on the letters or numbers on the coin, and it creates a subtle but noticeable effect. In the case of the 1967 quarter, if you examine the word "Liberty" or the year 1967, you might be able to spot the characteristic doubling that makes these coins so valuable. Double die coins are highly prized by collectors because they are extremely rare, and because of this, they can sell for much more than their face value. In addition to the double die error, another factor that can influence the value of the 1967 Washington quarter dollar is its condition. Coins are graded based on their appearance, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A coin that has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of wear or damage will receive a higher grade, and therefore, a higher value. On the other hand, a coin that has been heavily circulated and shows signs of wear will have a much lower value. If you happen to find a 1967 quarter in mint condition, especially one with a rare error, you could be holding on to something truly valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1967 Washington quarter really be worth? After all, it's just a quarter, right? The truth is, while most 1967 Washington quarters are worth only 25 cents, those with rare minting errors, like a double die or other significant features, can be worth an incredible amount of money. One particularly rare 1967 Washington quarter with a double die error was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping amount, $115,000. That's right, $115,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. It's almost unbelievable, but it's a testament to how valuable coins with rare characteristics can become over time. For anyone who has an interest in coin collecting, this serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coins can turn out to be hidden treasures. If you're an avid collector or simply have some older quarters lying around in your drawer, it might be worth taking a second look at your 1967 Washington quarters. You never know. One of them might have the minting error or the pristine condition needed to make it a valuable collector's item. If you do happen to find a 1967 Washington quarter that shows signs of a double die error or is in excellent condition, it might be time to get it professionally graded. A high-quality, error-filled coin can be worth significantly more than its face value, and you could find yourself in possession of a rare treasure. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for these rare finds, and the market for such coins is only growing as time goes on. In conclusion, The 1967 Washington quarter dollar is a perfect example of how an ordinary coin can become extraordinarily valuable when it has the right characteristics. Whether it's a rare minting error, such as a double die, or simply a coin in near-perfect condition, the value of these coins can skyrocket. The 1967 quarter, originally worth just 25 cents, has sold for up to $115,000. So, if you're going through your coins, be sure to keep an eye out for those rare varieties. You could be holding on to a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're talking about one of the most intriguing coins in U.S. history, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it might just look like another coin you'd find in your pocket or under the couch cushions. But what if I told you that this simple quarter has the potential to be worth far more than you ever imagined? Stick around as we explore the value and rarity of this particular coin. The 1979 Washington quarter was minted as part of the regular series of U.S. quarters, and like most quarters from this era, it features a familiar design. On the front, you'll see the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, as well as the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The reverse side of the coin shows an eagle in flight, carrying an olive branch, a symbol of peace. This design is consistent with most quarters minted throughout the 20th century. But while this coin may seem like just another part of the everyday currency you see in circulation, some of these quarters are far from ordinary. They hold secrets that could make them worth thousands of dollars. One of the key factors that determine the value of any coin is rarity. In the case of the 1979 Washington quarter, the majority of the coins minted that year are not particularly rare. However, a small number of these coins were struck with errors or unique characteristics, making them much more valuable to collectors. One of the most significant factors in determining the worth of the 1979 Washington quarter is the condition in which it has been preserved. Like any collectible, the better the condition of the coin, the more it will be worth. Coins in mint or near-mint condition are far more valuable than those that have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear. If you find a 1979 quarter that has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of damage, you could be holding on to something special. In addition to the condition of the coin, there are certain rare varieties of the 1979 Washington quarter that can make it especially valuable. For example, one of the most sought-after versions of this coin is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, causing the image on the coin to appear blurry or doubled. This error is most often visible on the inscriptions around the edge of the coin, such as "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." The double die error is considered one of the most exciting finds for collectors because it makes the coin unique and much rarer than the standard version. Another reason the 1979 Washington quarter is so valuable is due to its demand among collectors. Over time, as the coin becomes more difficult to find in circulation, its rarity increases. Collectors who specialize in U.S. coins, particularly Washington quarters, are always on the lookout for coins from specific years, especially those with unique characteristics or minting errors. The 1979 quarter has become one of the most desirable coins from the late 20th century due to its connection to Washington's image and the potential for valuable error coins. So, how much could a 1979 Washington quarter be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to have one of the rare, error-filled coins or one that has been carefully preserved in excellent condition, the value can be quite impressive. Most of the 1979 quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents, but for those rare varieties, the price can jump significantly. Some of the most sought-after 1979 Washington quarters, especially those with double die errors, have been sold at auction for staggering amounts. In fact, one particularly rare 1979 Washington quarter with a minting error was sold for a jaw-dropping $85,000. Yes, you read that correctly. $85,000 for a quarter that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. This is what makes the world of coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you'll come across a hidden treasure that could be worth a fortune. Whether it's a double die error or a coin in pristine condition, the 1979 Washington quarter has proven that even small, seemingly insignificant pieces of currency can be worth thousands. If you happen to find one of these rare coins in your collection or while going through your change, take a moment to examine it closely. It could be worth far more than you think. For those of you who are serious about coin collecting or simply enjoy the thrill of finding valuable items, this is a reminder that it's always worth doing a little research before dismissing a coin as just another piece of change. Coins like the 1979 Washington quarter show that hidden treasures are often right in front of us, waiting to be discovered. And with that discovery, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth an impressive $85,000. So, if you've got any 1979 Washington quarters in your collection or even in your pocket change, it's time to take a closer look. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. Happy hunting, and who knows, your next rare find could be worth a fortune. Top 3. We're diving into the world of coin collecting and exploring the remarkable value of the 1989 Washington quarter dollar. The 1989 Washington quarter was part of the regular series of quarters minted by the United States Mint. It features the familiar design of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse of the coin. Surrounding his portrait are the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." On the reverse side, you'll find an eagle holding an olive branch, the emblem of peace, with the phrase "United States of America" surrounding it. While this design has been a staple of U.S. quarters for decades, it's easy to overlook the fact that some of these seemingly ordinary quarters are worth significantly more than their face value. So, what makes the 1989 Washington quarter dollar so special? The key to understanding its value lies in the rarity and condition of the coin. In 1989, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of Washington quarters, but some of these coins were struck with unique characteristics or errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. It's not uncommon for coins to have imperfections or anomalies during the minting process, and these irregularities can dramatically increase a coin's value. One of the most significant factors that contribute to the value of the 1989 Washington quarter is its condition. Like many other coins, a well-preserved quarter in near mint or mint condition will command a much higher price than one that has been circulated extensively. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, with little to no wear or damage, are prized by collectors. A quarter that has maintained its original shine, crisp details, and lack of scratches will fetch a higher value than one that's been through years of circulation. So, if you have a 1989 Washington quarter that looks nearly new, it could be worth a lot more than you think. However, it's not just the coin's condition that can make it valuable. The 1989 Washington quarter, like many other coins from this era, is sometimes found with minting errors that make it stand out among its peers. These errors could include double dies, off-center strikes, or other imperfections that occur during the minting process. These flaws create a rare version of the coin, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium for coins that feature such errors. The rarer the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. In fact, if you come across a 1989 Washington quarter with one of these minting errors, you could be holding on to a hidden gem. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1989 Washington quarter really be worth? While most of the 1989 quarters you come across will be worth only 25 cents, there are certain rare versions that can fetch incredible amounts of money. In fact, a particularly rare and well-preserved 1989 Washington quarter with a minting error was recently sold for an astounding amount, $65,000. Yes, you read that right, $65,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. This is the kind of reward that coin collectors dream of, and it's a reminder that even seemingly ordinary coins can be worth a small fortune. So, how can you tell if your 1989 Washington quarter is one of these rare, high-value coins? The best way to determine if you have a valuable quarter is to carefully examine it for any signs of a minting error. Look closely at the design, especially the inscriptions such as "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." If you notice any unusual doubling, blurring, or misalignment, you could be looking at a rare error coin. Additionally, make sure to inspect the coin's overall condition. If it's in excellent shape and has been well preserved, it could be worth significantly more than just 25 cents. If you suspect that your 1989 Washington quarter might be worth more than its face value, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is an essential part of the coin collecting world, and a professional grading service will evaluate the condition of your coin and assign it a grade based on its appearance. Coins that receive higher grades will typically fetch higher prices in the market. A coin graded as mint state or uncirculated can be worth much more than one that's been heavily circulated. To wrap things up, The 1989 Washington quarter dollar is a perfect example of how an ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. While most 1989 quarters are worth just 25 cents, those with rare minting errors or in exceptional condition can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The key to unlocking the value of these coins is examining them carefully for imperfections and assessing their condition. If you happen to come across a 1989 Washington quarter with a minting error or in pristine condition, you could be holding on to a coin worth $65,000. So, the next time you dig through your pocket change or check your coin jar, remember that there might be a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. Top 4. Have you ever come across a coin that seems too ordinary to be worth much, only to later discover it's actually worth thousands of dollars? It might seem unbelievable, but there are coins like that in circulation every day, just waiting to be discovered. One of those coins is the 1994 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that many people might pass by without giving it a second thought. But what if I told you that this particular coin could be worth a whole lot more than just 25 cents? Stick with me as we dive deep into the value of the 1994 Washington quarter and why it could be a valuable addition to your coin collection. The Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, has become a staple of American currency over the years. It features a profile of George Washington on the obverse front, side, along with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic image of an eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, holding an olive branch, with the words United States of America surrounding it. It's a classic design that's become well known across the country, and it's been used on quarters for decades. The 1994 Washington quarter was no different in its design, but what makes this coin special is what happens to it after it leaves the mint. While most of the 1994 Washington quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents, some of these coins have become highly desirable to collectors due to their rarity and the condition in which they've been preserved. The 1994 Washington quarter, like many coins from this era, was minted in large quantities, which means that finding a rare or valuable version can be a little more challenging. However, a small number of these quarters contain unique characteristics or imperfections that make them stand out from the rest. These characteristics are what make certain coins valuable, and if you happen to stumble upon one of these rarities, you could be holding on to a small fortune point. One of the most important factors that influence a coin's value is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, free from damage or excessive wear, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. If you have a 1994 Washington quarter that looks as if it just came from the mint, with sharp details and no scratches or signs of wear, then you're looking at a coin that could potentially be worth more than just a quarter. Coins in mint condition are prized by collectors because they are difficult to find in circulation and are considered rarities in the world of numismatics. Another factor that can significantly increase the value of the 1994 Washington quarter is if it contains any errors or unique characteristics. Coin errors occur during the minting process when the machinery malfunctions or the coin is struck incorrectly. These errors can take many forms, such as a double die, where the design is doubled, off-center strikes, or even misprints. For collectors, these errors are highly sought after because they are rare and unique. The more unusual the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you happen to find a 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error, you might be holding a rare and valuable coin worth much more than its face value. If you suspect that your 1994 Washington quarter may be a rare find, it's essential to get it professionally graded. Coin grading is the process of evaluating a coin's condition based on specific criteria, and it plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are graded highly, such as those in mint state or uncirculated condition, will command a much higher price than coins that show signs of wear. If your 1994 quarter has a rare error and is also in excellent condition, it could be worth much more than you think. Getting it professionally graded will give you a clear idea of its true value and help you understand just how much your coin is worth on the market. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1994 Washington quarter really be worth? After all, it's just a quarter, right? Well, you'd be surprised to learn that a 1994 Washington quarter with the right conditions and characteristics can fetch an impressive amount at auction. For example, a particularly rare 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error was recently sold for an astonishing $54,000. That's right, $54,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of only 25 cents. This just goes to show how much a small, seemingly ordinary coin can be worth if it possesses the right combination of rarity, condition, and error. If you come across a 1994 Washington quarter, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it has any of these valuable features. Examine the coin carefully for any signs of minting errors, such as doubling or misalignment. Also, pay attention to the coin's overall condition. If it looks well preserved with sharp details and no visible damage, it could be worth a lot more than just a quarter. If you believe you have a rare 1994 Washington quarter, consider having it graded by a professional to get an accurate evaluation of its value. In conclusion, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can turn out to be an extraordinary find. While most of the 1994 quarters you come across will be worth only 25 cents, those with minting errors or in pristine condition can be worth far more. With the potential to fetch as much as $54,000 at auction, the 1994 Washington quarter is a great reminder of how rare and valuable some coins can be. So, the next time you find a 1994 Washington quarter in your pocket or collection, don't just dismiss it as another piece of change. Take a closer look, because you might be holding on to something worth far more than you ever imagined.